Hello there, ladies and gentlemen! Welcome to another episode of the WARFRAME Digest, episode 43. Today we'll be covering Devstream 61 and its relevant topics. So, what did they talk about this time? We're going to continue to the previous themes I've been doing. I actually like them. Returning features, or rework features, upcoming, and then future. And in all honesty, let's start with some of the returning features. We all know about melee charge attacks. Melee charge attacks have been talked about up and down, and they actually showed off some of the actual charge attacks. You can see here, melee charge attacks actually have several different styles right now being introduced to certain weapon types, currently being introduced to daggers, dual swords, greatsword, and scythes. This functionality will be more or less reminiscent to the old one, where you hold down the attack button and he'll lunge out, do one quick attack, then do a charge attack. It is possible to chain these charge attacks one after the other, because they'll come in two different animations. So you can actually cycle between both charge attacks and both animations back to back to back to back to back, like that. And as you can see, the damage it's doing, it's pretty good. No idea exactly how good it's going to be. It is going to guarantee a proc type. It is going to actually change up the variety. And if there is a combo that has a hold functionality, the combo will take premise over the charge attack itself. So it's very interesting to see how that plays along with Melee 2.0. And moving on to things that are coming around the corner, things that are actually being implemented rather soon. Currently, we are seeing the Mios, which is the community weapon, the third community weapon done by Red Skittles himself, and it looks fan-freaking-tastic. And honestly, there's no other way to put it. It's very interesting to see a short-range melee weapon that has a chain on it to use for long range, like a whip, so it will give you this big range of in all honesty. It'll give you a lot of variety on how you can attack people, how many people you can attack. It looks fearsome. It opens and closes its jaw rather quick, so it's very hard to notice. But it looks rather awesome. I can't wait to see what the full combos are in game and how much damage it's going to do, and whether or not this weapon will be actually worth its worth. Will it be worth all this weight? It was very difficult for the team to do, and it seems like it's paying off. Also coming in Update 18 is the disappearance of the revive system. Not necessarily the hold X to revive feature to Warframe, where you hold X on an enemy or hold your action or context key to pick up your friends. No, it's the revive upon death. So in honesty, the whole entire 4 lives per mission concept. As of Update 18, those 4 revives will reset after the mission's completion or the mission's failure. So when you go back to your Lisette or your Mantis or your ship, let's just say like that, your revives will reset back to 4. So you don't have to wait 24 hours to get all 4 lives back. And this will favor new players a ton. And in all honesty, this is pretty good. A lot of new players did feel a little turned off by the fact that if they failed to learn the mechanics quick enough, they were pretty much penalized. They're being punished by having to pay platinum, real world currency, in order to play again that frame for more than just 1 life after a mission. And it was aggravating and painful for them, but man. Another thing that's being changed is the daily login reward system. It's going to be changed to the daily tribute system. The reward cycle will be changed completely, so it's not reset if you skip a day or skip a week. It'll be changed to count how many days you have in the game total. So every single day that you played that is brand new for the game ticks, and you go down this little chart. You can see here, it's a little bar, it might be placeholder, but overall, you progress down the line. After X amount of days, you get a benefit, a shuffle, and you can get something new and interesting. They are going to vary. They're going to have some variations for it. They will have unique sigils and unique items for it, and it will be very rewarding for players who have stuck around for the game for so long. This change will not be retroactive, so no here insta 600 days for players that have been playing for 2 years. I almost said 6 years, the game has not been out for that long. For 2 years. But they will be awarding players who have higher masteries somehow to compensate for this change and kind of say a big thank you for your commitment. They also talked about change to the chat system. You'll be able to make your own custom channels and actually join and leave custom channels. These custom channels will be private, and they are limited to 3 private channels per player, but you can create multiples with your friends. So I have 1 friend, we have 6 between us, and the benefit of that is you can join unlimited channels. So you can create 3, but you can join any you want, as many as you want. You can even designate little icons for them to distinguish which ones are the ones you want to key out for different priorities, and blah 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 blah. What's very beautiful about this is they will be adding emojis, little smiley faces and things like that. Some will resemble Warframe, some will resemble enemies, some are very generic, and it will give the chat a little bit more personality and more feeling. Talking about personality and feeling, clan downsizing will be also available in Update 18. Clan downsizing has been a big thing for a while. A lot of clans have expanded or sought further expansion, then just to quickly die down, and they're stuck at a tier above them when they no longer have the member count to support that sizing. So this will be rather beautiful and interesting for those clans that really need it. And how about other changes that are coming down along the road at some point? We don't have exact ETAs, but here are some of them. We can see here the cat handlers, the Kavat handlers for the Grenier. This is the first example of in-game models and animations for them, and it seems very interesting, kind of wacky, kind of crazy. We have Rebecca doing a weird laugh.
Just summoning all her...
Can I do her sounds? George, I know you're watching, George.
You gotta audition for...
You gotta audition. Let's do it live.
Live audition.
That is terrible.
Or a weird noise. I can't distinguish that.
That's amazing.
So you gonna like choke up a fur ball?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, Rebecca's gonna do that one too.
Sorry.
Sounds like a banshee. Not the Warframe.
But that's...
And overall, this model seems very bizarre. Along with this model, you can see that it's also carrying a new item, a new weapon, that is actually a remodeling of the Ignis, the flamethrower. The flamethrower will be getting a new model and a buff coming down the line. Along with what we hear is the fire axe. I am still playing around with the wording and the timing that they said it. Not sure if this is a skin for the Zoran or whether this is a whole new weapon entirely. Again, they jumbled up too many things way too quickly for me to distinguish that very clearly. And talking about distinguishing very clearly, can you distinguish this Warframe? Yes? No? Maybe so. This is Rhinos Deluxe skin. Rhinos Deluxe skin with the Jekatag Deluxe skin will be coming around near the end of November. Rhino's also going to be getting a skill revisiting. I'm not sure if it's going to come with the Deluxe skin, maybe so, maybe a little prior, but it will be changing all his abilities. Rhino Charge will get a treatment much like Atlas, where you can combo and chain it and get higher damage for a lower energy cost, along with Iron Skin getting the same treatment along that of Snow Globe, with a momentary invulnerability and a very strong scaling according to the amount of damage it receives. So no more skin popping and skin disappearing immediately right then and there. Granting you a few seconds of invulnerability, and then super Iron Skin for those late T4 survival missions. Stomp will be doing extra damage to enemies who have been hit by Rhino's Charge. Not sure exactly what all the details are there on how exactly this new change will be played down or played out, but we do know that Rhino's getting a passive, and his passive comes in the form of Heavy Impact, which makes some sense considering he's a hulking juggernaut of a Warframe that should land and make a big boom when he lands upon the ground. Talking about making big booms, we have Sarin. Sarin is going to be making a big comeback with her rework. Sarin has been a very powerful frame for me. I have highly enjoyed her, and with these changes, she's going to be even more enjoyable. We have the changes to Venom, the first ability down her tree. Some people don't use it, don't touch it, but it's the one that creates those toxic spores on the enemies that you can shoot out and burst and spread the venom amongst the enemies. This plague. From my understanding upon watching this video, venom can be popped remotely, thus spreading the infection a lot quicker, and it seems like it can also be applied to Molt. You can cast Molt behind you and shoot venom, and they will prioritize the venom spores first before they actually get to the molt. So you can actually have molt as a remote target that will just spread the infection all over, thus causing massive amount of damage to the enemies. Contagion will get a nice healthy buff to melee that when Contagion is active and you hit an enemy with a Venom Spore, it'll instantly pop all the spores and spread the infection even more. So all these powers are getting a lot more beautiful synergy to make her poison and her viral attacks a lot stronger. Miasma is getting another buff and it's going to resonate with the synergy a lot more. It still does the tick damage, but I think they're limiting it to 1 tick per second. It's on the debating table whether or not that's going to happen or not, whether they're going to keep it right now for the benefit of negative durations, or they're going to change it and have a forced minimum. But we do know for sure that she will be getting a passive ability, just like Rhino, that all status durations will have a 25% time buff. Duration, time buff. I'm repeating myself on that one. But yeah, 25% duration status buff. Which will be very interesting for all her powers and all her synergy. And what's coming down the line? We can see that the next collector statue is coming down the road. It is Nyx. We are seeing the Nyx statue with Vor at the bottom. It is inspired off of Yui Kami's artwork and an obsession with Vor and interest with Vor, and I don't know, Yui Kami has some problems. That's all about that Vor. But nevertheless, we're getting a Nyx statue and it looks really good. It looks beautiful. And that Nakana though, you gotta love that Nakana. They did talk about some small things about the star chart and the void keys. They did say that the void is not disappearing entirely. The void will still have its proper placings, its time, and its items. They are not going to change the rarity chances. All the void is going to stay the same. Just how you interact with the void and how you do missions in the void is going to change. Void fissures will be spawning throughout the map. They'll appear and disappear periodically, thus changing the mission types or the mission requirements or the mission play overall. The void fissures will spawn throughout the star map every now and again, and you can see them ranging throughout the star chart anywhere between Europa, Uranus, Saturn, Venus, and so on and so forth. And you can actually do voids in these areas according to their tier requirements according to the planet. The keys will still have some relevance, most likely to access these voids in those fissures, so the keys will not be removed. Instead, they will be repurposed or if not, expanded upon, but the keys still have values for those who have hundreds and hundreds of keys. Again, I repeat, rarity chances will not change, because that's a whole nother can of worms just waiting to be opened. They don't want to make rare items super easy and highly obtainable, and they don't want to make them even worse by diluting the pool further and further. So we're going to see how that happens further down the line. They also talked about the app being released maybe in potentially 2 weeks. Expect the new Warframe Nexus app update to be coming down the line some point, and it's going to be a massive reimagining and a highly required or highly anticipated app to join the game. And last but not least, they are talking about Steam Workshop integration, Steam Workshop support. It is to release next week. That is relatively soon, ridiculously soon, and it's for those content creators that actually create. It's for those content creators that know how to do any of these 3D modeling mappings, diffusions, and blah 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 technical stuff. That way they can submit their skin reworks for these weapons and warframes to the Steam Workshop to get approved and identified by DE and integrated into the game. Items that will be launched through the Steam Workshop's integration will have some sort of monetary compensation for the creators. So this is a nice way for content creators to actually put themselves out there, earn some revenue, and support the game they love with the skins they'd love to make for this game. So maybe we can find some very, very interesting Warframe skins down the line. Custom tools being provided for these content creators, and that's about it. So, tell me what you guys think about all these upcoming features and changes. Are you excited? What are you looking forward to the most? I am looking forward to that Sarin rework. I love Rhino, but Sarin, oh my god, the synergy in those powers. So, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, I'm repeating myself most likely, and share the video. So, until next time, Tenno, take it easy, have fun, and see you guys in game. Talk about personality and feeling. Some people were saying that Trinity Prime did not get a full PBR update. Actually, skip that.